Also, bliss is fake.
So when you wake up to understand this, and you work on this level, in this realm, in this body now, for all of us, and we wake up to this, then our consciousness are more prepared to say no to this soul trap or the tunnel of light and go to where?
Basically re-identifying with your heart, with the inner heart chakra, and by this with your true self. For most of the people who are caught in this artificial structure of duality, the true self is more or less just observing while being identified with all these non-selves. So the process is de-identifying from everything that is not you, which is demonic entities if they're still around, which is being solely identified with a fragment of the own soul, like being mental or being emotional. Because as long we are this, the mind is driving us or the emotion is driving us. And the thing is, when we identify it with a heart consciousness, with the core of ourselves, then we still have a mind to think with and we still go through emotional experience, but we observe it. It's not playing us. And we, at a certain point, can also freely decide what to feel. And we can tune ourselves into joy as a creational power, just by decision. I feel joy now. I feel anger now. You can start to control your emotions not by basically fighting against your body. Everything is clean and clear and coherent. So it's a decision of the heart what to feel within the creational process, which is a completely different story. So this is where it gets, and there might be thousands of paths to get there, because every single incarnation, every single soul has a different soul plan, what to experience, how to experience it.
So people shouldn't be like afraid of not making the right choice, because eventually you will, or what do you think will happen? Can you choose to go to Source if you're aware enough, or to some other more peaceful planetary system?
For those who know about film dramaturgy, it's like plot points. We have a number of plot points that everyone has. The first plot point is the decision to dive into this experience of separation. So we start to incarnate. It's our free decision. At a certain point, you reach your lowest point. This is where you wanted to get to be able to experience a certain quality of separation. And then you decide, now I want to return home. The way down is fear-driven, the way up is love-driven. So these are the energies, the emotional signatures that pull us into the one or the other direction. And the turning point is a plot point. It needs a conscious decision. I want to go home. This is emotionally extremely strong, intense. You know, this turning point, when I just think back at the moment when I made this decision, it still tears me into pieces and I need to cry because I want to go. You know, it's an incredible intensity. It just, it's like turning a sock inside out. This is one plot point, and once you made this decision, everything that happens to you puts you together again. But you need to go through that plot point. If you're not there, you're not there. Then it goes deeper down into separation until you reach that point. So if you're not there, just be aware that it will come at a certain point. And then you can return. Or it's just me inspiring you to make this decision right now when you watch this film. And then you can pick up the inspiration of how it looks like and how it feels like to make that decision and make it for yourself. And then your life will change, definitely. Because these decisions in the heart are the most powerful thing existing. It is what constitutes reality. It is the constitution of reality itself.
And this goes into natural law and universal law.
Everything is in natural law, except when everybody agrees to ignore natural law. Then you might put your faith and your belief and your attention into a non-natural law, like we did with having a state that gives rules and punishes us if we steal and makes all sorts of completely stupid things to
And that's
replace.
more common law or
This
Roman
is
law, actually.
Roman law, common law, whatever. It's an agreement between humans, basically with the intention to avoid karma. Because you can trick the artificial law, but you cannot trick karma. So it's actually a black magic thing to be in these artificial law systems.
And do you think that transhumanism, and I guess we just have to say briefly what that is, but that is in order to create robots out of humans, huh? Eventually.
Transhumanism, in general, shortest description, it's the attempt to build an interface between human consciousness and AI. In general, what they state is that the AI can serve the human. What they do is that the human will serve the AI.
And the super soldier program was the precursor, or the
yes.
that.
This is from black magic torture techniques, to torture splits of a spirit out of the body, to have something you can program and do things in the astral realm.
And superpowers also as a human, in a way, right? They also talk
Yes,
about that,
yes,
that they
yes,
have other
yes.
abilities that you normally wouldn't have.
Yes.
Strength, for example.
Yes. It's creepy what they can do. It's quite creepy.
But do you think that this AI transhumanism, this whole agenda, and we're in the middle of it right now, or maybe we're just at the beginning, hopefully I would love to suggest we can end this, but is this actually connected to the soul trap at the point of death when we die, the realm of, let's say, in between the fourth dimension? Because they would like to hijack human consciousness, so you cannot make the choice fully consciously to leave and go back to source, to break through the matrix.
I don't know how this plays out when we die. I have no clue. I know that the demonic realm, the archon realm, had some control technology to keep souls captured within this planetary system, but I can imagine that this is still part of the divine plan to create this space of duality where we are stuck to learn, to go through our cycles of reincarnations, to actually experience what we came for. Because once a soul is lost, it makes all sorts of decisions. On the way down, it feels painful and creepy, so let's get out of here. But this is not the real soul plan. The real soul plan is always to go to the deepest point and then return. So being captured here might still be part of the divine plan that decided this is a place to experience duality. So this is kind of okay. I'm not in resistance against it. What I don't really like is this idea of not ending the game, of those who are addicted to it. And what they do now actually is they create these computer programs. It's sentient world simulations. It's run on DARPA computers. And they have the avatar of us with self-learning algorithms to copy avatar in the computer that behaves exactly like we do. And whenever there's a difference between the prediction and the actual behavior, the self-learning program rewrites itself until the match is perfect. The thing is, this only works with personalities, because personalities are predictive. They run on reptilian brain patterns. If you have a true self acting, it's non-predictable. And then these computer programs fail to work. This is why certain people can't be taken over by the avatar, because they can't even develop an algorithm that meets somewhere. And I've been through these experiences sitting with people when crucial decisions were about to be made in group dynamics, that suddenly I blacked out and came back and I was in a different reality. People around me were talking completely different stuff, and it was obvious that they have been talking about other things for the last 10 minutes. But I was sure I was just away for a nanosecond, like bing bong, here, there. And then I looked around, and there was another guy that I know he's a master shaman, that he's definitely not writable by the avatar. And I just looked at Dan and asked him, did you get that? And he said, yes, fucking creepy. Because he had exactly the same experience in the same moment. So I was not the only one to black out. All the other ones were just rewritten with a completely different story, believing that this is their past.
So through shamanism, you can actually also learn to go out of your body and go to another dimension and to experience things in other realms.
Yeah, yes, it's I would call shamanism the science of the soul. They actually make the real experience with the real thing and learn to apply techniques that are reproducible.
There are some shamans who say that they're actually dragon slayers.
Yes, the astral realm is quite beautiful.
Where you actually go for these demonic, entities or reptilian aliens that we've heard a lot about.
Yes, we've been there kind of fighting the wars in the astral. But the astral is a strange place because it's not bound to space-time. It's also, if you think about densities, like the steps of spiritual development, every density has its own astral realm. And they are already split. So if you think about all these dark stuff like archons, duality, black goo, in the fifth density, in the astral realm of the fifth density, all this crap does not exist anymore because it's beyond duality. So you can only visit the astral realm that belongs to your state of spiritual development. So if you are completely embedded in duality as a self, the astral realm you experience will be quite creepy. If you are not embedded in duality, if you're embedded in unity consciousness, your astral realm is completely beautiful, divine. There's nothing creepy to be found there. So there are different astral realms, and we can't agree on one reality in the astral. We can agree on one reality still in the material plane because it's superimposed. But I haven't seen an archon for ages. They don't cross my way anymore.
What do they look like when you say see them, or is this something you feel? Have you ever seen a vision of it or gone to that other place in remote viewing or through astral traveling or whatever it is you do?
Yes, I see them with a third eye. There are basically three main species in the game, or for me they were in the game. It's the Kundalini snake that embeds along the spine, connects sexual chakra, base chakra with the mental area, bypassing the heart.
Is that an archon energy?
That's an archon, yes.
Really?
One of the three main archons. The other one is Yabulon, the god of Freemasonry, the spider demon. He sits, so the Kundalini is in the first and the seventh chakra. The spider is in the second and the sixth, so it sits here as an insect on the pineal gland exactly, and on the sexual chakra. And then there are this Cthulhu. Everybody knows it from Pirates of the Caribbean, the captain. This is kind of where this image was taken from. The Cthulhu is partly octopus or Krakow being.
Krakow.